Hello there and a very warm welcome to another edition of Channels Beam. I am Victor Matthias. Now, the state of the health of President Muhammadu Buhari and the medical vacation to the United Kingdom, which has kept him away from the country, has become a source of serious debates in recent times. While some argue that his absence has not created any vacuum, having transmitted the requisite notice to the National Assembly before his departure, others argue that somehow the president's continued absence has affected the smooth sail of government, alleging that certain categories of executive functions cannot be validly delegated. And that will be our focus on the program today. But first, let's take a look at the trending topics in the past week. It was a Black Sunday in Anambra as gunmen stormed a church and shot sporadically, killing 11 and injuring many others. The Anambra police says it was as a result of a quarrel between two natives of Ozubulu residing overseas. And with the English Premier League set to start next week, the curtain raiser caught the attention of tweets as London Giants, Arsenal and Chelsea faced each other in the Community Shield, played between League and FA Cup champions. Arsenal beat Chelsea on penalties to lift the trophy. Well, those were some of the trends, but we are now joined by the convener of Concerned Citizens, Deji Adeyanju from Abuja, the SSA New Media to the Kogi State Governor, Gbenga Olorunpomi from Lokoja, that's in Kogi State, north-central Nigeria, and the journalist Michael Abimboye, who joins us from Lagos, Nigeria. Well, I'm also in Lagos, Michael, so let me give you the home advantage, as footballers will say, and let you get us started with your thoughts on the president's absence.
But about the president's absence, it's been, I'll say it's been mixture. Like, one, he did the right thing by sending the letters to the Senate, like he was traveling for medical reasons. So by that, he transferred power to his vice president, which is legal and right. But he has stayed for more than 90 days now. Today is the 91 day. Like I said, out of Nigeria. So which is one of the reasons why people are crying for when is he going to come back. And he has, of course, in the later days of his treatment in London, governors and the party leaders have visited him. Even like just yesterday yes, the Archbishop of Canterbury also visited him. So people have been like, okay, we've been seeing pictures of our president in London. When is he coming back? When is he going to address? I think the main issue for Nigerians is that the man is yet to address Nigerians, probably in a video. He could do something like a Facebook live broadcast to Nigerians and tell them, oh, he's fine, he's doing well. People want to see him talk. People want to see him for like at least an hour, not the others picture meeting. And there's this flow with the pictures. They say we spoke with the president for an hour. Everybody an hour. So it's as if presidents can only be assessed, can only be interacted with for just 1 hour. So I think I just want to see him more. I just want to be okay. This is what, and we want to know what's really wrong with him. Is it cancer? Is it something else? Of course, he's military with taxpayers' money, so we should know what's really wrong with our president. Not that we'll be seeing pictures on Facebook, Twitter, and the rest.
So what is the furore all about? Like you said, the president transferred power to the vice president to act in his stead, and we've also seen his pictures everywhere on the internet. What more are you asking for?
Of course, in Nigeria, when you're in an acting role, you can't really do much. Even and you will notice this when the VP, the acting president, couldn't appoint but the Senate was asking him to appoint someone else for the role of the acting EFCC chairman. He couldn't do that. He couldn't swear in ministers. In fact, it was after he visited the president in London before he could swearing the two new ministers. So this, we all know that in an acting role, you can't really do much like in Nigeria where you know everything is so. If you start doing things like say, oh, it's favoring the south, if you say it's favoring, so it's a it's actually it's just like we have to the figurehead, like, so to say. So that's one of the reasons why people are like, okay, if you're no longer you don't have the ability to continue as president of Nigeria, step down. Let's have your who's currently doing a good job. Let him continue as as a president, and finally, then by 2019, when when they are 10 up, another person steps in. So that's one thing Nigerians are looking out for.
Has there been any effect and not been? Yes, it's the national attachment to their president is. Besides that, what's important is that Nigerians are moving forward. Our economy is rebounding. Military has been given a deadline. Actually, head of the Boko Haram, and they have promised, they tweeted it very recently, that they are going to meet that deadline. We are experiencing a lot of noise right now, because what is happening is people are already gearing up because they see themselves taking advantage problems that exist because the president is not on seat. They think that they can play it out to their advantage to have an edge come 2019. That's why what most of the noise we're hearing is all about. But what should be important to everyday Nigerians is, how is the economy doing? How is my business going to thrive? Am I right being protected as citizens of this great country? That is what we should be worried about. And I think none of that has been an issue since the president left.
The economy, Nigeria is in recession. This is the worst time for the history of this country. In the last 20 years plus, things have never been this bad. The poor people are suffering beyond what you can imagine. People can barely feed. People are almost feeding from the dustbin. Why can you say that things are getting better in Nigeria? Things have gotten worse. Look at what the ordinary people do. Look at the food that the ordinary people eat. Even rice, they can't buy it. About a year and a half ago, bag of rice was at 10,000, 11,000, is about 22,000 today. Even the ones that they said they are doing here in Nigeria is about 17,000 thereabout. So as you look at the inflation rates, look at the unemployment, people have lost more jobs. Nigeria's economy is in shambles. Nothing is working. You don't even have a president. You're talking about the economy. Nothing seems to be working in this country. You understand? So maybe we are living in two separate countries. I don't know.